At your will.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is called Jim Sechrist and my host.
This is called Jim Secret.
Okay.
Is that what we're calling it?
No, this is called, what is it again? Around the All Over podcast. Okay, we're not going like that, you know. Anyway, that's the All Over podcast.
Well, no, I can't because you just
okay,
went
then
through.
stop it.
No, I'm not stopping it. We'll just do it from here.
Okay. Hi, this is Jim Sechrist, and welcome to the All Over podcast. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay. Don't look at me and say it's okay because then I got caught out. You
Okay.
say when it's okay. I'm going to leave this in, by the way.
Okay. Welcome. This is Jim Sechrist, and it's the All Over podcast.
There we go.
Here we go. Yeah. With two of my co-hosts tonight, Nate Sechrist, Tyler Sechrist. Nate is my co-host. Tyler is our engineer, production manager. What else are you again?
Nothing.
PR.
Doesn't really do anything.
PR.
Public relations.
What have you been doing lately?
Not too much of anything.
Not too much of anything.
Yeah.
Well, well, to tell you guys the truth, he is going to be finding guests for us. This is a talk show, meaning that we're going to talk some guests. We also have some topics to talk about today as well. And there is a guest that's going to be coming on. Not sure when, but before we get started with someone talking, Tyler was dug up something about, what was that?
All right, so recently IGN reporter Philip Mushin was hired to talk about and review Nintendo Switch games. And he was his own type of YouTuber. And what happened was IGN decided that they needed somebody to talk about Nintendo Switch, so they hired him. But what they did not know was his latest review on a game called Dead Cells that was coming out for the Nintendo Switch. He decided that he was going to plagiarize the review from a smaller YouTube channel called Boomstick Gaming. And he basically took it word for word what the other smaller YouTuber did. And for a bigger YouTuber to downright plagiarize a smaller YouTuber, that's not cool. Basically, IGN found out that he did it word by word of Boomstick Gaming. Boomstick Gaming released a video, and the guy talked about the review he did of Dead Cells, and the video that he posted was, what do you do when IGN plagiarizes your whole entire review? And after that, the whole YouTube community reached out and made sure that this was talked about. Now, recent week, IGN has actually fired Philip Mushin, and Philip Mushin decided that he would do an apology. But during his apology, it was more so cinematic, and it was really not the best way to apologize. And
Basically, like anybody that makes an apology video, it's not really an apology video. It's more of it's just a video. It's not even really an apology.
no, yeah, it wasn't. To be honest, he really just did it for himself, and his apology was even monetized. And when he monetized it, he never admitted his mistake, and he never really apologized to Boomstick
Wait a minute.
Gaming.
So you're telling me
You don't gotta keep on doing that.
you're
Come
telling me that
You're just making noise.
he actually was making money off of his apology.
Yeah, he made money off his apology.
Wow.
But this isn't the first time IGN either plagiarized things. I watched this one video. It tells you like almost every article that IGN has ever plagiarized, and they've been doing it since like 2008. So it's not really a new thing. It's definitely way older. But to hire somebody that's just going to completely release a review is kind of crazy.
But how much money did he make?
Well,
Well, he's not going to release that.
yeah, he's not going to release that.
Oh,
It
okay.
only makes him look bad enough.
It
that
does,
he
yeah.
monetizes
I
it.
mean, yeah, that's. Oh man, that's pretty. I don't know. I don't think I would do something like that. I just, I just apologize and get it over with, and hopefully, like my viewers would, understand and still.
Well, I'd understand that you were
support
too lazy to actually do something. Basically, too lazy to do your job.
I don't know.
I watched some of the video. He ended up taking it down of his apology, but he never came out and apologized to Boomstick Gaming. Actually, he was more like, "Oh yeah, you got Boomstick Gaming did a good enough job," but he never directly said the reason why. And he called out a Kotaku writer of another well-known website of Kotaku. And
What's Kotaku? What?
Kotaku is like video
It's just
games
another
and
weeb site.
yeah,
Actually.
pop culture.
Okay.
And a writer said that
For me, I don't know. I'm.
he basically called them out and said that if there's any other stuff
Old.
to try to find it about me, and Kotaku actually found 2 other videos that he plagiarized word for word
Huh.
of how of the games that he did.
Isn't that something? Wow. Interesting. Good subject. What's on your mind today, Nathan?
Well, my subject's a little bit more edgier.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
We should save it
I-
towards the end.
I do know your
we
subject.
got to save it to the end. So
Sir,
you can
what
use
about our
yours first
What
because
about
we
a
probably
caller?
get
Is
more
our
stuff.
caller? Is our
We did
caller
a-
going to call?
Let me get that
Well, no, you
ready.
should start with whatever you want.
Whatever. Well,
yeah,
okay.
we'll do that towards the
Okay,
end.
I can say a few things. For one, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, entertainment and things like that.
Try to explain that again. Just start with the movie.
Okay, for one thing, we're going to talk about entertainment today, which is Friday, but we don't know exactly when we'll be posting this. But today, Friday, Mile 22 came out with Mark Wahlberg and what's her name again? Ronda Rousey, yeah. And looks like a really good movie. Plus, one of the people from The Walking Dead's in it. The lady that plays Maggie, she's also in it. Warren Cohen, right? Thank you.
I don't know if that's her name, but
Yeah, that I think Laura Cohen. Yeah, I think that is her name. Thanks, Nate. Is also going to be in it, and it really looks good. So if you want to see a half decent, looks like a really good movie, go check it out. Well, anyway, in the car in. Okay. What's that? What did it get?
20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
41.
Really?
That's with critics. 41% is
Oh my
audience.
goodness!
So even
Why?
audience hated it.
They hated it. I wonder why.
Not only audience hated it, but critics hated it as well.
I think maybe just because it's another action film,
And
people
it's-
just
And
Sick of
sometimes,
them?
yeah, and sometimes action movies are always the same, and I don't understand that either.
What are you talking about?
Well, they don't always
Sequels?
have-
What are you talking about? So you can tell me sequels, remakes, and reboots, they're all the same?
I'll tell you the reason why it didn't do good.
Mission Impossible.
Do you guys-
How did that do?
Good, because they're actually good movies.
What did Rotten Tomatoes
It has
get?
like a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Get outta
Something
here.
Crazy like that.
Let's
You want to see?
Okay, we're gonna see.
I think it's because The Rock wasn't in it. Instead of going for
The
Dwayne
Rock?
The Rock Johnson,
No, Tower.
they went for Mark
That
Wahlberg.
Tower movie heist. That Tower movie. That
Yeah, Inferno. Yeah, there was a movie called Inferno, right? The Rock was in Inferno, and it bombed.
Can I talk about?
By the way, hey, SummerSlam is this Sunday. If anybody watches WWE, don't forget to check it out on the WWE
We'd have,
Network.
Like one person care.
What?
We'd have like one person care about that.
Well, hey, it's
You gotta appeal to
entertainment.
The wider
It's
audience.
entertainment.
The wider audience.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment. I like the WWE, and I'm sure someone out there does.
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's only $9.99 a month. And if you subscribe for the first time, you
Not
get a
sponsored.
month free.
We're not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Oh, we're not.
Yeah, you just plugged WWE. We
I
have
just
no
plugged
connection.
WWE, and we're not connected to it.
No, we're not going
Yay!
to make any money from it.
And we're not making any money.
So you just wasted about 30 seconds of the show telling somebody this that we're not going to make money from.
That's okay.
Okay,
That's
I wanna
okay.
talk
We
about
might.
this. I wanna
We
talk
might.
about this.
I know this guy. It's a wrestler's name's what's his name again? What's his name again?
What, James Ellsworth?
No, this
Oh,
other
you're talking
guy.
about G Raider.
G Raider, yes, and we're going to have him on the show sometime, and he's going to talk about wrestling, and he's going to talk about maybe some stuff about the WWE that we do not know. So yes, we're going to talk about the WWE no matter what these guys
I
say.
just like I know you said this show isn't going to be political, and this isn't political at all.
I don't want to talk. Yeah,
But-
you're right. I
but-
don't want really too
but-
much political
but-
stuff.
But I want to say something.
Okay,
so
go
quit repeating what I said.
But,
Listen, okay,
but
is that let's talk about what Donald Trump said about asbestos.
What?
Did you hear about this?
why are we
He
talking
said-
about Donald
okay,
Trump?
Donald Trump wants to talk. Donald Trump wants asbestos. He says asbestos is a good thing, and he wants to see the asbestos industry come back.
Real?
Yeah, no joke. He said especially he's going to even ease up on laws against
I
asbestos.
am not going to comment on that.
Look up asbestos stocks.
Oh yeah, dude, they're through the roof right now. All 2 people that own asbestos stocks, they're like, yeah, it's about
Did
time.
you really say that? Are you
Yeah,
guys?
he did.
Yeah, he did.
He really said that.
Okay, moving on. I'm not talking no more about him. Moving on
What? Why are you looking at me?
because
Aren't we gonna have the media expert come on now?
the media. I thought this person was more or less talking about YouTube, right?
And that's media.
Yeah, media, social media,
Yeah.
any kind of media is
Well, just
social
let her
media.
talk about
We're
it.
on YouTube. This is media. But anyway,
'Cause we're
to
not
pass the
gonna talk
time,
about my
to pass the
subject
time
until I'm
away,
done.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about this podcast. Yes, you might think this is kind of unusual, but we're doing this show. We like doing what we do. We also, I also have a group called. It's a Walking Dead group called Negan's Spoilers, Walking Dead, and
Why don't
Fear
you
the
change
Walking
the name?
Dead. Because I like spoilers.
That's stupid.
I like spoilers. I like
I don't like the name.
to be on
Negan's
top.
Saviors.
Negan's
What was it
Spoilers.
called before?
Negan's Saviors.
Yeah, Negan's Saviors.
Yeah, I know, but
Isn't that like way better?
what happened?
Isn't that way better? Ah! Who is it?
What happened?
Getting a phone call. Everybody.
Hello. Hi, hang on a second. We are not connected. I didn't know you were on, so hang on.
Why'd you tell the media expert to call him?
Okay, we're almost
Unplug
there.
that.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Do it here. No, it's not
It's
live.
it's not live yet. Just okay. Hello. Can I do it this way? Is that okay?
How are we gonna put?
What do you mean? How are we gonna put what?
You just need headphones?
No.
No, we
you
don't
can
need
just
headphones.
Have it on
Okay.
speakerphone. Just make sure
Yeah.
it doesn't get picked
Alright.
up by the mic. So move that over there.
Okay.
You're on.
Can I move it over here then?
Yeah.
All
Make
right.
sure it doesn't get picked up by the mic.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
It's our resident social media expert.
Yes.
She's gonna be
She
talking about
Go ahead.
whatever. Honestly, I don't know.
and
I could care less. So go ahead. It's your show.
yeah. Let's. So what's up?
Okay, you know what really steams my dumplings?
Okay. I don't know.
Football. I honestly don't understand it. Like, do you have to be drunk to understand to have a beer in one hand and a bag of Doritos?
I thought this was
I
social.
don't get it. Because half the time I see people watching football, they're drunk.
Okay. Well, I guess
Let her
football.
go.
I guess football is social. So.
You're good.
So they're drunk, you say? Well, that's why they go to the game, to get drunk and have a good
Well,
time.
is that how I have to understand football? Is to start drinking?
No, you don't
have
have.
a bag of Doritos in my hand and go, touchdown!
Well, no.
Just
I
let her
mean,
go. Just let her go.
Yeah, okay. You don't have. No.
Continue.
Okay, so besides that, what's your point? How don't you know anything about football?
All I knew was that when I was in marching band, you have to watch for incoming football.
Oh, okay.
Let her talk.
Okay. Did you go to band
No
camp?
response.
Yes.
There's no response
For
here.
4
One
years.
one time at band camp, you know. What? I didn't mean to
No,
put that
it's
there.
nothing like that.
Oh, okay. So just because you went to marching band, you still don't know about football.
Stop.
Go ahead. I'm
Let her
sorry.
go.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, listen, I don't know anything about football. All I learned was it was really boring. I'm just like, why am I sitting here freezing my butt off, watching a game being played, only to afterwards do a 10-minute intense cardio show? Like, high-intensity cardio.
You mean that one that nobody watches that everybody gets up to use the bathroom for?
So,
That's halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
That's halftime.
That's what you're
This is the
talking
Oh,
about.
wait a minute.
After
She knows
you
what
find out you
halftime
won
is.
lost.
You know what halftime is, right?
Yes, halftime is when my band would put on a really bad performance because we never practiced it, and yeah.
Well, okay. Well, that's but okay. Anyway, football's not hard to figure out. It's just moving the ball down one field, down the other field, with an offensive
No, it's
line and a
soccer,
defense.
But that's easier to understand. Listen, I wasn't born in this country, and people are like, "Why don't you understand football? Aren't you?"
What do you mean you're not
American?"
born in this country? You
Yes, I
sound
am,
okay. Okay.
But I'm also Asian,
Okay.
and my Asian side is just like, you will not understand football unless it's the Puppy Bowl.
What?
Don't worry about
You
it.
know, the Puppy Bowl on Animal Planet.
Oh, the Puppy Bowl. Okay.
What about talking about football? What about back to school? Because
Wait a minute.
Oh
Wait a
my
minute.
gosh.
Wait a minute.
Do not get
Just before we start about this, okay, Tyler played football. Maybe Tyler can answer a few of your football
why not? Do it
questions.
now.
no,
Okay.
I'm not doing it now. This isn't about football.
Okay. Let's. What was you saying about school? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
listen. Back to school starts too early. All these YouTubers are making stupid videos about look at my back to school stuff. Look at my back to school stuff I got from Target.
But they don't
tell
go
you
to
the price
school.
They spent on any of it, and then you look it up and you're like, how did these YouTubers afford it if they were just complaining 2
But,
weeks ago
Marina,
about not getting a brand deal?
They just don't go to school.
They don't go to school.
Yeah, but they're living in California, have a wonderful house, have a dog, have this and this.
That's that sweet YouTube money. Some idiots will grow up to be doctors. Others will do something important with their life, like be a star on YouTube.
What's wrong with that?
No, they make.
I mean, I wanna be a
bad
star.
Videos.
I don't
Like
know.
none of the life tips that they give you for back to school, like expectation versus reality. Those videos, everything's just expectation.
Okay.
Even the reality part, it's like, huh?
But you're not even going back to school.
Yes, she is.
I'm going back to grade like 15, actually, 15 and a half.
Okay. So, did you what anything else on YouTube that would be interesting? Now that you bring up YouTube,
Those back to school videos, they start at the beginning.
just let her go. You're
of
right. Just let her
July.
go.
We don't need to think about back to school yet. I want to first enjoy my summer without having to think of the dreadful back
There
to
we
school
go.
time.
Yes.
Maria, what if I said this whole part was gonna get cut?
Throw up.
No, it won't. It won't. You can talk about back to school. You talk about whatever you want. She's our special correspondent as far as social media. Special.
In other news, Ariana Grande dropped a new album today at midnight. Sweetener. Climbing the charts.
Yeah. We're not
As
getting
a
paid
huge
for her.
Arianator fan, I am so proud of her for coming out with this album. She actually worked with Pharrell to make it.
who?
The guy that sings "Happy," that
Who?
we're really annoyed with that song. That
Happy.
song does not make me happy. It makes me want to gouge my eyes out. But anyway, back to Ariana. I'm
Quit
glad
singing
she
in my
made
ear.
another album.
You know,
I mean, what are you talking about, Marina? She spent all that money getting married to Pete Davidson. I mean, she needs to drop another album to make some more money.
it's not like she already got millions.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She sold her soul. You know who has the millions?
Hmm.
Baphomet.
What? Really?
So when is she and Pete Davidson getting married?
I honestly don't know. A lot of people thought that she would have got married on 8/05/18 because that's Pete's dad's
At 3 a.m.?
number on firefighting badge.
At 3 a.m.?
But listen,
3
we don't know
a.m.
if they actually did elope yet. All we know as the public and all the Arianators out there is that she's still engaged.
Huh.
And that Pete and Ariana gives hope to all those ugly guys out there.
Not me. Anyway, anything else besides that girl that you
God,
like?
Who do you think I am, a lesbian?
No, I didn't mean that. I meant. We're moving on. Do you?
What
Is
is
it?
that supposed
Is there?
to mean,
Is there
Marina?
anything?
Let's
Anything
go back
on
to
YouTube?
what you just
Is
said.
there?
What does that mean?
Is there anything else on YouTube that or anything of interest that you want to talk about besides your favorite singer?
Listen, go on YouTube and watch pigeons getting stuck in a paper machine and sucked into silos.
That's what she does in her free time. She likes to watch things be killed.
Oh, she does.
No, I like to watch pigeons getting sucked into a paper machine.
You-
It makes me happy.
You like
It
to?
makes me laugh.
Wait a minute.
No,
you-
it's just pigeons. You know, they by accident fly into stuff, and you know.
and they put them on YouTube.
I mean, it's on the security cameras where people work at.
And what do? Do they play music with that? I don't know.
No, they don't have any audio, but it would be funny if they did.
Yeah.
The thing is, they just get sucked into a paper machine, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Not for the pigeon. Why would a pigeon do that? Did the pigeon commit suicide? That's what I want to know.
They're putting chemicals in the water that's making the pigeons committing suicide. I'm sick of it. Ah!
That was Alex Jones' impression. And I'm not plugging him either. Go ahead.
There's nothing really else except I learned today that Cartier bracelets, you have to physically unscrew them to put them on, and then you screw them onto your wrist so they never
Something
come
about-
off like handcuffs.
Something about bracelets.
That's like-
Cartier bracelets. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Cartier bracelets. Like,
Cart-
why would you want, like Kylie Jenner with them? Like, why would you want something that you have to screw onto your wrist? That just sounds painful.
Okay.
They feel no
So are your
pain,
piercings,
Marina.
And I have those.
Okay. Well.
Oh, let's talk about this. Let's just say they did a study, and they
Okay.
took two groups of people. One group of people, they only watched things that were very materialistic, Kardashians, Big Brother, people that were all rich on YouTube,
Okay.
things like that. And one group of people, they read books and watched normal television like the news and things like that.
Well, wait a minute. Did they do this on YouTube?
No.
Okay,
This was
sorry.
Scientists.
Oh, it's an independent study.
It's
Okay.
called scientists.
Okay. You needed to
And-
explain yourself a little bit more on that.
Well, no, Dad. Some dude on YouTube said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take these three groups of people." No.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then they just had a normal group of people. They had a control group
okay.
that just had just ordinary people that just watched TV as usual. Now, they saw after 3 months, they saw that the people that watched Kardashians, materialistic stuff, they all got more depressed. They were more unhappy with themselves, and they cared more about materialistic things. The people that read books and things like that, they were happy. They were more intelligent, obviously, and they weren't as jealous as of other people as normal.
So, how? Which one won? Which one won?
Nobody wins. It's a study. It's not a game.
Yeah, but there should be, the study usually proves something.
Yeah,
It just proved that
it
they were
proved
smart.
no,
They were smarter.
No, it proved that people that are more materialistic
Yeah.
are depressed, unhappy with themselves, and they rather
Superficial,
watch somebody else's
more or
yeah,
less.
yeah, watch
Yeah,
somebody
what does-
else's life.
What do you think, media person, about this? About the study?
About the study.
Well, I think it's pretty accurate because, like, if you're going to watch reality TV shows, you have this expectation about your life that, oh, I have to have all this designer stuff. But then if you go and read books about, like, you don't need it, then you're going to be great. You're going to save money. You're going to earn money for retirement.
Huh. Would you watch somebody read a book?
What?
Why would I do that?
That doesn't even make sense to
You're gonna
me.
read the book.
Yeah, read the
I'll watch
books.
a video of someone reading a book.
Yeah,
They better be
yeah.
reading me a good night story.
Yeah, I guess.
Like a bedtime story. They better be reading me a good bedtime story that involves slaughtering people and
Yeah.
chopping their heads off.
Yeah, like
Oh.
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
The medieval
Yeah, like Game of Thrones.
torture device manner.
You never read those children books?
What's that?
The
No,
ones where they literally kill people in them?
no.
Well, then
Like
you,
they
my friend, are not
better
a
be reading me
real
a
person.
fairy tale, but not any Disney one. They better be
Yeah,
reading me
like
Brothers
Bluebeard.
Grimm fairy tale.
Yeah, Bluebeard.
Okay,
Ever read the fairy tale of Bluebeard?
no. But anyway, thank you so much, social media girl.
Yeah, padded some time.
And anything else interesting? I heard
Okay.
something that you had
The
that.
most controversial part of the show is most likely always going to come from me. We'll talk about this.
Get ready, folks. Here it comes.
The reason why I said she sold her soul to Baphomet earlier,
You didn't say.
Yes, I
did you
did
say
that.
that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. Okay.
it's because
The girl that just called here.
no, the other one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is because Satanists erected a big Baphomet outside outside an Arkansas Capitol building.
Don't want it to be
For
controversial,
seemingly
folks. But
no reason, honestly, other to protest
what?
protest the Ten Commandments. Because,
Commandments.
but here's the thing: the reason why they protested it is because it wasn't because they are against God and everything like that. Because
Okay.
as Satanists, they actually do believe in God. They just follow the devil instead. Because real Satanists believe that God trapped Adam and Eve into the garden, and He wouldn't let them out because He didn't want them to seek the knowledge of the world. And that's what true Satanism believes in. But
You look that up.
I know that.
You know that. How do you
yes.
look that up? You sure?
It's called my phone. It's called
No,
Google. You
no.
want to look it up yourself? Yes, go ahead. Okay? And
Okay.
that's what true Satanism
If that's what
believe.
you believe.
That's what I believe? No, that's if you look it up, it literally says it right on there.
Eventually, we're going to have somebody that actually was a Satanist.
Yeah, ask him what he believes. He'll tell you the same exact
We
thing
are
I
going
did.
to have somebody that was in this satanic
Okay.
stuff and
But-
occult, and we'll talk to him about that.
But they put out a big statue of Baphomet because not that they wanted to protest the Ten Commandments. They didn't. They
Right.
wanted to protest a thing that there can't be religion on a state property,
hmm
which something religious, like the Ten Commandments, and almost there's separation of church and state.
hmm
That would almost be combining church and state together to have something like the Ten Commandments on state
Mhm.
property. So they protested that if this religious thing can be on the
Right,
property, why can't this other religious thing be on?
because it's the amendment, right?
Yeah, no, it's not even an amendment. It's separation of church and state. It kind of is an amendment, but the thing is, it's just like they're not protesting the Ten Commandments. They're protesting why is this religious thing on the state capital?
Okay.
When say like something else.
So do you think that's right?
Well, I don't think it's right putting up a big thing that says Satanism, but I mean they have a point.
A lot of people don't know even what the Baphomet is, and when they look at the Baphomet, and that's what they call it, they're going to be like, "What is this?"
Oh, yeah.
So now people
Well, you
have
gotta
to
think about-
explain
but-
it to
but-
it.
but you also
and
gotta
where
think about-
is it at? Arkansas.
But you also got to think about it like, there's definitely people these days that don't know what the commandment is, 10 Commandments are either.
I believe it. I believe
I
it.
mean, so
Do you
gotta
know?
look at
Do you
it
know
both
all
ways.
10 Commandments? Can you tell me all
No.
10 Commandments?
And
Why
I don't
not?
think anybody else in this room could either.
I can. I can tell you. I can tell you.
Talking about other people other than yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Other than me, but what about you?
No.
Why not?
I know there's like, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery.
The next YouTube show, he's learning the 10 Commandments.
No.
Yes,
No.
he is. Yes, he is.
But it's just,
Okay.
I don't agree that they put up. I mean, let's just look at it this way. If some Indian people or Japanese people came over and they put up a thing of Buddha, if they put up a statue of Buddha, it wouldn't be as
Okay,
controversial
yeah,
as
but-
if they put up.
But
like,
there was a lot of
satanic.
other religions at that meeting as well. Did
Yeah,
you know that?
Yes, I know. I read the article. There's atheists, Christians, and Satanists.
Okay, but was there any other people like from Buddha or anything like
No.
that?
No,
Okay.
it was just Satanists. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta flip it. You gotta look at it at a different perspective. Is that if somebody came over and put a picture, a statue of Buddha on a truck, and they put it outside the thing, would it be the same?
I don't know. It's bad enough what they're doing. So I mean, and it's
But are
They're-
most Satanisms
right.
doing? But are most Satanists doing what all the books say that Satanists are doing? Are all of them doing that? I really don't believe that.
Oh, you mean you saying that some of them don't follow
Some people that are
the
just
Satanic
no,
Bible?
No, some people are just Satanists because they believe what I said earlier, which is God trapped Adam and Eve in the garden, didn't let them out to learn about the world. Some people just believe that, and that in itself would be Satanism, not just everything else. Some people just believe that instead.
Good point. Interesting. So what do you think? What's your conclusion?
Well, honestly, I don't know. See, I always like to say, like, it would be different if somebody came out and put a thing of Buddha. Like, what would I think about differently? If somebody put out a thing of Buddha, I don't think it would be as big of a deal as it is because it's Satanism and
No.
because it's something from the U.S. It's a bigger deal because it's Satanism, as if maybe somebody, put up a Buddha. It's different.
So they want to bring more controversy. That's what you're saying. They want to bring more controversy
No, would it be,
with Satan, the Satanist statue, than they would Buddha. Is that what you're
no,
saying?
they would bring. Well, why would they put up a picture of Buddha? They don't believe in Buddha.
No, but what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is, if there was a Buddha instead of a Baphomet, all right, it was just 10 Commandments and Buddha,
Yeah.
all right. Now, would you say that that's not that good? That's okay. It won't bring up a whole lot of
Well,
controversy,
no, it won't bring up
right?
a whole lot of controversy. But I don't know
So-
if I say it would be okay. Because I really don't think the Baphomet thing is okay. But I flip the perspective is, would I think a Buddha would be okay if they put that up instead?
I know this is controversy. I don't, I think that, our country was founded by God. It
Yeah.
was, it wasn't founded by the devil. Our founding fathers were Christian.
But also the Founding Fathers put in the right of free speech.
They did, only because of tyranny. And because of that, and the separation from church and state was back then with England. England was
Yeah.
had a religion that you had to be in their religion, not necessarily the religion that they were.
But it's still like that now. And I'm sure people even back then were Satanists.
No, the ones that were like doing black magic,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They
Oh,
burnt
yeah.
them at the stake.
That really happened in America?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yes. So, but what I'm saying is, and what I believe in is, I believe in God, and I believe that we have we have a freedom of speech, and we have a freedom to do that. I don't believe, and I will not believe, and I don't want to promote
But
the
it's
devil in anything that he
It's
does.
the thing of like free speech. Is it? Yeah, it might be. It's free speech that they did that. It's fine in a political sense that they did that, but it's more of as a personal sense. If you feel good about, if you feel what you feel about it, and I don't think anybody that isn't a Satanist would feel good about that.
Do you have any
Well, on a
comments?
lighter,
No.
No.
on a lighter.
No.
No.
Well, Square Enix will
Get out.
Oh, dang it.
You cannot listen.
You can't just
For
change
one
the
thing, you
subject.
can't
gotta
say
put in
the
your 2 cents.
subjects, and you do got to be paying attention by not being on the phone.
Well, I was trying to look for stuff to talk about on
Well,
the phone.
then go like just
Well,
you
we were
could
talking
step.
about something.
You can
I
step.
don't want to talk about
step
that.
What do you
out.
think about it?
No.
Step out.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but you can step out. You can step out of the scene. You can. You know what I'm saying? Me and Nate can talk.
Yeah,
If that's say I got something to do, I'll be back.
So let's talk about it.
I'll look up something.
Let's talk
okay?
about it some more.
Okay, let's do that. I gave my opinion. I'm not for it.
But it's
I'm
like,
for
I'm
God.
not either. I'm
And
not
I know
either
you're not
for it.
either, and that's
But
why
the
you
thing
bring
is-
it up.
The thing is, I just say, would I be for it if they put out a picture of Buddha or a picture of somebody like that? Is that I'm saying maybe.
I wouldn't be for that either, because.
Well-
but that's me, as a Christian.
Well, the thing is, it's would it be different? Because
Okay,
they
let me
do
think.
have a point. They honestly do. Because there is a separation of church and state for a reason.
Well, the
Yes,
reason
there
they
is,
do
is, and
have
I-
a point that
You
that's
Yeah,
know,
there
okay.
is, but I just explained to you why there's a difference between separation of church and state. They did not want the church coming in and telling people what to do. That's why there's free speech
Yeah,
today.
but there's still free speech, so somebody can come out and do that if they want.
Okay,
On a political
Okay.
sense, it's fine, but
Okay,
a
good.
personal sense, I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not
would
gonna
it be
argue.
better?
I'm not gonna
would it
argue
be
with you.
better if somebody came and put a picture of Buddha or
I'm not going to
Yeah.
argue. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay, let's just say this: somebody came up and they put a hijab on Abraham Lincoln. How would you feel about that?
What do you mean?
They put a hijab on Abraham Lincoln.
What's a hijab?
Headdress.
Oh,
It's free
that's
speech.
yeah, but you mean the statue?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about back then. If they would have put a
It's free
Ah.
speech.
No, they can't do that. That's actually a state. That's actually that's actually a government building.
So was
So-
the Capitol building that they put the Baphomet out of?
This is. I'm not going to go into this. If you want to give your
Oh,
2
yeah,
cents,
yeah,
go ahead.
so the whole reason why is they don't want. The government should kind of stay out of religion because
Yeah,
you don't
that's my
want
point.
too many people favoring one religion, because if one religion's favored, there's the chances that your government may actually become an ideology, and if your government becomes an ideology, they put the religion first over government or anybody else. The reason why the founding fathers had that was because of the Church of England. Did we ever talk about that? So the Church of England
Yeah,
I mean, he already said.
I sort of.
was basically what happened was the one king got upset because he was Catholic and he couldn't get a divorce. So in order for him to get a divorce, he had to become a Protestant. So he created his own church called the Church of England, and he made all of his subjects follow the Church of England. And that's why it was King James. That's why we have a King James Bible. And so because the Pope wasn't going to divorce him, so they made everybody switch over to Protestantism.
But what about the statue?
The statue?
Yes.
I don't think
Still
they have
the point.
they don't have a right to do that.
But
Why?
because here's the thing. I'm gonna move over here. In the not commandments, but the Constitution and the amendments, they all say that it's a separation of church and state. So why can they put a commandment on there and they can't put, let's just say, a picture of Buddha instead? If there's a separation of church and state, why don't you feel like they have a right to do that? Because it technically wasn't on their property.
Yeah, they don't have a right to do that.
Why? What's your reasoning?
They just shouldn't.
Okay,
So-
if they put if they had a statue of Buddha, would they have the right to do it? Get off your phone. If they had a picture of Buddha, would they have the right to do it?
No, they wouldn't have a right to do it.
Okay. They had a picture of Black Jesus. Would they have the right to do it?
No.
Oh, okay. So why is the Ten Commandments okay? Because that's Christian.
It probably has to do with it being something that's a tradition that's been carried on because it's a set of rules.
But there is a separation of church and state that says stuff like that shouldn't be on a state.
It's a common core of rules that's been passed down, and because it's a government, the government has to do with rules. So
Justice.
a lot of times, because that's an ancient code of rules. If you look at it as an ancient code of rules,
But it's 200 years old. It's a living document.
it's 2,000 years old.
Over 2,000.
What are you,
Over
you're talking
2,000.
about the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Ten Commandments.
Talk about the
Okay,
Ten
well, we're
Commandments.
talking about the government. The 200-year-old government.
Well, the reason why the government has it because it's like I said, it's basically almost a forerunner to what laws are supposed to be. If you look in Middle Eastern government, they probably have the Code of Hammurabi, which
but the
was
Middle Eastern government doesn't have a separation of church and state.
I know that, but what I'm saying is there's other types of commandments that governments use as a preface of what their laws are or how they want their people to act. So the Code of Hammurabi predates the Ten Commandments, and that was something that people were following for years, and it goes down to Code of Hammurabi is more
Of a what?
extreme than the Ten Commandments. It goes down to the whole eye for an eye type of laws. So, if your neighbor knocks out your eye in a fight, the next day the government comes and they knock out your neighbor's eye, and so both you and your neighbor don't have an eye.
But what
I'm saying to say is, those are a lot of times governments like to cling to predecessors of laws, and that's what the Ten Commandments are. They're predecessors of law that says
but the law is also, even in the U.S., it's don't murder, don't, that's just a US law.
they're taking that from the Ten Commandments because the Ten Commandments said that first. Like I said, it's a predecessor to laws, and it sets down basic laws.
But
that
it's still religious in nature, and we
it's
have a
only
separation.
religious. It's only religious because because it's in the Bible. That's the only reason why. If you take
that means something's religious.
But if you take what it says and you separate it from the religion, then the Ten Commandments is just a bunch of laws. Now, if
Which that means it would be okay to
if
put
the
on.
Declaration of Independence was in a religious code or a religious book, then it's religious. All right.
Yeah. That's
But
what I just said.
if you take the Declaration of Independence out of its religion and make it its own predecessor to a government, then it's not religious.
But
Yeah, I know that.
But they did use when the founding fathers decided to establish government and things like that. You know what did they use?
The Ten Commandments.
They used the Bible. No, not just the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
They used a lot of things in the Bible.
But they also,
for
all I'm
government.
saying is, they also put in separation of church and state.
Yes, they
It
did.
doesn't matter if they
Yes, they did,
use it.
and we explained that to you. That's why. And another reason why we have the what is it? The First Amendment, the right to bear arms.
That's the second,
Second
amendment.
Amendment.
Okay, well, all right.
Oh, jeez.
The First
Second
Amendment is right to
Amendment.
speak. That's right to speak.
Okay, the Second Amendment. Sorry, is because we have a right to take guns, and only because they can't force us to do
That doesn't have to do anything
with
we're
religion.
talking about.
Well,
Guns don't have anything to do with religion.
Well-
If I had a sword and said this is the sword that David used to kill Goliath, that has something to do with religion.
Well,
what you're saying
we
is,
have a right.
it's
We have the
nothing.
right to bear arms because if if something actually would happen to, like, if there would be like some kind of dictator or whatever, we can actually go in and start all over again. That's that's
Yeah,
one
I
of the
know that,
reasons
but what does that
why
have to do with the separation of church and state? Absolutely nothing.
it doesn't. But we it gives us freedoms to
So
to
you're
have a
telling
gun.
Me, you telling me the Constitution gives me freedoms? I didn't know that.
We have freedoms to have guns, so for protection.
All I'm saying is with the separation of church and state, why, same thing with the power team. Do you remember the power team? They were breaking, books and ripping things in half,
Yeah.
and they were doing it at public schools
Okay.
that were run by the government.
Right.
And they go, by the way, we're doing this for Jesus.
Okay.
That's separation of church and state. That can't
But
be there.
but they had a right. Listen. Besides that, listen to this. This is true. The Satanists already have after school programs in school.
So do Christians.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, if Christians can go into the schools, so can anybody else.
Well, you just said the whole basic point that I've been arguing the whole time.
I know, but my opinion, in his opinion, in your opinion, aren't always the best opinions. That's our opinion. People watching this are going to be thinking like, what are these guys doing? What are they saying? What's all this about? But it's our opinion. It's not nobody's but our opinion and their opinion, and we go by the laws. So we don't have to be to get in trouble. So
But it's just like, I don't know.
anyway, thank you all for watching the show. We appreciate.
Listen.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry.
say
Go ahead.
this.
All right, you say it.
If anybody watches this, which is going to be 5 people, I would say. 5
Okay.
people watching this.
Maybe,
6 maybe.
2.
That isn't ourselves. That isn't ourselves. The question's off to them. Like, I'll say that. I knew I stopped you from saying that earlier. But the question's off to them, What do they think? Why not?
Oh, you mean
Be interactive.
put it in a
Why not?
comment?
It doesn't matter what they do.
Okay, it's fine. If you want to comment. You can comment about anything.
If the 3 people that watch this don't, then don't. I don't care.
You can comment about anything. We'll, we will. And if we do see anything that would be interesting on your comments, we'll bring it up. Okay. Thank you for watching the show tonight or today, whenever you get a chance to watch it. I'm Jim Seacrest with Around, right? What is it again? I forget. What is this? The All Over
You don't gotta
Podcast.
whisper.
Yeah, you don't have to whisper. It's the All Over Podcast. This is our first one,
Well-
technically, and there'll be a lot more to come. We will have a lot of things of interest. We will have people calling in. We'll have even actors. We do have some actors that will come on and talk. So it's not just about the 10 Commandments. It's about everything. Okay, guys? And we're not really going to talk too much about politics.
Well, that wasn't political.
It was controversial.
Not political.
It was controversial.
Not political.
But it's still controversial.
Not political. Opinions.
It's opinions. It's a little controversial. We hope you tune in and watch our show again. I'm Jim Seacrest.
And if you think how are these idiots going to have a bunch of actors on a show that probably is only going to get a few views, we have something else as well. We have a different show, Project Ed.
Oh, yeah.
That is way more popular. This is actually the first time we're bringing it to YouTube. So you get to experience what 1.5K other people have been experiencing, our stupidity.
Yes. Project Dead is a. Can
Well,
can I explain it to them about it? Okay.
Well, it's coming to YouTube. You'll see. It's just about The Walking Dead. It's that simple. We have people that call in and actors from The Walking Dead.
And other people that call in. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So and it's really interesting if you like The Walking Dead. If not, it's okay too.
It's even more interesting if you just like to hear stories behind of like what actors did during
Yeah.
it. I'd say that's always interesting.
And that will be fun to listen to actors, what they did, what things they're doing,
How they
their
messed
projects.
up on set.
I mean, there'll be a lot of it's going to be a lot of interesting things that we will have. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to do, can I say sponsors or anything?
Sponsor? What are you
What not sponsor? What are they called?
Subscribe?
So if you'd like to subscribe, also if you want to donate a monetary thing, since we are monetary, do it. Right?
No,
Are we
we're not.
monetary?
No. What
No!
does that mean? What does that even mean?
You know, like
monetary?
the
No,
Patreon.
No, we don't.
We don't have Patreon?
No, we're never.
No, huh?
Not now.
Unlike,
Oh.
Here's the thing.
Sorry, you don't have patrons. I'm sorry.
Shush. Unlike
Um,
all the other YouTubers that don't do anything but YouTube, we actually have the monetary source outside of YouTube. That's why we
Okay.
don't need to ask.
Oh, we don't need to ask for money?
No.
Okay, sorry
'Cause I have
guys,
a
I'm
job,
not
you
asking.
Have a job, he has a job,
We
and
do
everybody
have
else
jobs.
That's
And
why we don't need to ask for
sorry I didn't even get to do the Netflix thing. I was going to, but we don't have time for that. But I will next time. I'll get some more things about Netflix.
money. Probably
if
not. I won't let him.
let us, you comment, and if you let us know what kind of Netflix
No.
series. Okay, all right. Don't comment.
No,
but
don't comment.
don't
Don't
comment.
even watch this.
But okay. Thank you so much.
We're not
Goodbye.
watching our show.
Goodbye.